Hi everybody, welcome to this free video guide for the round shown of this Legacy 9-hole Cup division, also displayed on screen. These are tournament wins. Before of course we bring you the details, so please hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as well. These are replays of old content when this 9-hole Cup was first in the game, so listen carefully to the commentary, take some notes as well, there may be some tweaks needed, but like I said, these are the tournament wins, so hopefully you will be able to build some shots from those. Timestamps in the description down below. Good luck. Here we go. Nasty little wind angle on hole number 1. You might have slightly more crosswind, slightly more headwind, so always judge yourself and tweak as needed. But as a general setup here, 2 top spin and 3 right spin, setting up at +2 with the APOC level 5 and above, +8 with APOC 4. Second bounce as shown after adding spin, because different club levels will have different ring sizes. APOC 5 and 6 is going to be red ring, touching the rough. Just max +10, APOC 4 you might be going into overpower, so if so, add that on. And we're going with outer wall curl to the right and wanting, of course, to hit perfect. Sometimes you're going to get a slightly different rollout than others here. It's not 100% consistent fairway, but around 325 is going to be fine. But if you're slightly more than that, if you're around 330, you're still going to be fine for the second shot. We're going to play rings from min. Add spin first though. 2 bars side spin to the left and 6 bars of back spin. So you need a decent level sniper. Add your spin first, find the minimum distance line and then push up. Count the number of rings to get to the position shown. In my instance here, it's going to be about 10 rings. Blue ring touching the bunker. Ball guide as shown. Then we're going to adjust rings from min plus 30% elevation. It averages out at 2.5% slider per ring. So as a ballpark figure, if you've pushed up 10 rings, you're going to play that in between min and mid. So that will be 25% on the slider. But check out the Rings Bible tutorial and the Rings from Min tutorial. You can find these tables and slider charts around to give you accurate figures. But try and be as accurate as possible and always check your distance yourself. But 30% elevation there. Rings from min or true club distance dropping nicely for the eagle. Good chance for a hole-in-one here on hole number 2. Going to play with the quarterback. We're going to add spin first. 4.2 backspin. 4.1 backspin, something around there. Add your spin first. And you'll see the ball guide, you want it to be pointing the left side of that dark green square column to the left of the pin. Rewind, pause the video if you need to check that one, but it's just a couple of clicks past 4. It was 2 clicks more, so you can call it 4.1 if you like. Mid +20, power 1 settings, of course. Wind angle tweaks, wind strength tweaks needed. Depending what ball you're playing with, I would always try and get the wind below 8 miles per hour, if possible. A perfect ball away, and the ball goes above left of the pin and falls back down with that slope on the green for a hole-in-one. Going to show you an aggressive option on hole 3. Of course, if you don't want to play this route, just lay up on the right with the quarterback and then play with the distance wood club to the green. But we're going to go with top spin and right spin, stretch out to absolute max, aiming as shown. You can see the blue arrows in the distance and look at the ring references at the max stretch position on the bunker. But you'll see at max rest, when I let the target fall back, the bullseye is just by the edge of that left-hand bunker of the 2. So you've got a few references there. Max +15 is the adjustment. Then the push-up is going to be based on wind strength. You can see 11.1 here, I'm pushing up and I'm going to go to +16 yards, top of +16. Less wind, of course, you're going to have to push up more than that. Take a token or 2 to eliminate some of the guesswork. Full overpower, half a ball of curl to the right. And you want to try and get a nice roll out here. We're going to bounce in the middle of the fairway and then into the rough and rolling out. And you want to drive distance here in the 400s, around 460 to 470 yards. Of course, there's always a risk of getting slightly less, slightly more, but it's an aggressive option. If you want to give it a go, then it's a nice starting point. Second shot, play with a sniper. Add your spin first. It's going to be around 3 backspin, and you want the ball guide stopping 3 green squares short of the hole because we've got some tailwind angle now. So ball guide aiming at the pin, stopping 3 green squares short. Then the reference here is landing position plus yards, so +5 shown there with the sniper 10, that will be +7 with sniper 9. The adjustment I'd recommend here based on the shot in the video would be 80% slider with 10% elevation. If you've got a longer drive, you may be out of landing position plus yards, in which case you might want to build up a couple of adjustments using a fringe check or other distance check. But you can just have a token or two if you even want to go with this route. It may not be for everyone, but it's a decent chance at the albatross. Just missing on the side there, maybe needed another 0.1, but the notepad adjustment should be a little bit more accurate than that. Had higher wind on that second shot as well, so difficult one to drop, but it's worth a go in my opinion on hole 3. On the 4th hole we're going to do a club swap to set up on the drive, otherwise we've got no reference, we're just aiming in the middle of nowhere with the APOC. So start with the quarterback, before spin, have the ball guide pointing to that left little recess in the bunker there, where the rough cuts into it at the top of that plus yards shown, and then we're going to switch to the APOC. Then add spin, 5.8 top spin, 3 bars side spin. To the right you can play this one with the APOC 4 as well. Then we're going to adjust max plus 10 power 3 settings. So max plus 10 power 3 takes us only just into plus yards. With APOC 5 will be about +7 with APOC 4 after you've adjusted. Going with full overpower, it's a slow needle with APOC 5, slightly less slow with APOC 4, but you could always switch to a power 4 side spin 3 ball to give you an even slower needle. Top spin does the trick there, takes us out of the rough, and we're going to want something around 325 yards. Second shot, we're going to play rings from min with sniper. Add spin first, 1.8 back spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Then we're going to find the minimum distance line, so make sure you've packed the Grizzly and not the Goliath, because you don't have a very easy min line to push against. Then you're going to count rings from min to have the yellow ring touching the rough line, top of the yellow ring touching the rough, and the ball guide is going to be intentionally offset. And this is the important thing here. This is a bit of a touchy shot to play, but you want the left edge of the ball guide touching the right hand edge of the hole. Rings from min, 0 elevation. So once again, it's 2.5% slider on average per ring from min. Always check the club distance yourself. If you've got a slider percentage chart handy, then that will be ideal, because you want to be as accurate as possible to get this shot to drop. So 0 elevation, rings from min, or basically true club distance. And you've got room here. As you can see, I think I pushed up 8 rings from min. So even if you get a little bit more of a roll out on your drive, you're not going to be in between clubs, providing you set up the drive correctly. Perfect ball away, and we sneak this one in for an eagle on hole 4. Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there. Over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join. There are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash. Hole 5, very difficult hole. Something for you to tweak and work with here, but bear in mind this is a tricky hole, to be honest. Max backspin with the QB level 10, 6.5 that is. And then I'm going with 1.3 side spin to the left. Does need a tweak though. Add your spin first, and then have the bullseye over the rough line, just the first part where that ball guide gets clipped away. So you don't want the big bounce, you want that one there. And it's showing going beyond the pin. So take time to find the position here. Please keep the wind below 8 miles per hour. I've not tested this in higher wind. So wind 4 ball, maybe even a wind 5 might be good if possible. It's a 1-to-1 adjustment. So 7.1 in wind, going to be 7.1 rings. Then the final part of the equation is circle drop OP. And I'm playing with right curl here, a few clicks. That's because I kept missing left. And on my final attempt here, I still missed left. So it might be a case of tweaking the position, or going with a bit less of the left spin. The speed is very good. We're missing it a cup to the left. Something for you to work with. Very, very tough hole though, and I'm not at all averse to a safe birdie on hole 5. Par 5 here on the 6th hole. We're going to go with the Apoc and Kingmaker. 5.8 top spin, 2 bars side spin to the right. Add your spin first, and then we're going to stretch out to absolute max with the power 3 ball. Have that ball guide just pointing to the edge of that rough up ahead on the left. You can use the red ring slightly inside the rough with Apoc 5 and 6 if you have that club level, of course. Then we just max plus 20 power 3 settings. Max plus 20 power 3. No need to push the rings here. There's no trees or flowers in the way. We've got a clear view of the target. Going to leave it where it is with Apoc 5 plus. If you've got Apoc 4, you would need to push up 6 yards. It's going to give you a slightly shakier needle. It's manageable with Apoc 5 though. A little bit of curl to the right. And of course, a perfect ball is needed. Once again, power 4, power 5 ball, providing you've got the adequate side spin for both shots, will give you a way slower needle. But make sure you set up the correct point. Drive distance there is going to be 405 to 410. Then we're going to go with a rough bump. Your spin needed might be slightly different to what's shown in the video. It depends where you are after your drive. But as a base, 1 back spin, couple of bars side spin to the left. Try that first, and then if you need to respin, you can do. But you want the ball guide through the hole and bouncing just off centre of the rough. You don't want to aim too close to the bunker here. We're going to use landing position plus yards. +2 with a sniper 10 would of course be +4 with a sniper 9. We're going to play it 62% on the slider, 10% elevation. Your wind angle may vary slightly. If you are just down deep into the bunker, I would consider pushing up half a ring to 1 ring. Take a token or two, get a feel for the different angles. That is going to be your surefire way of dropping even more shots though, to be honest, because of course wind angles and strengths always vary from hole to hole. But we find the funnel very nicely, which is important when you're finding your position. Make sure you're in a nice funnel there, and we drop it for the albatross on hole 6. Going to show you a blast option on hole 7 with a berserker. I'm going with Thor's Hammer 6 because it has more top spin. You really want more than 6.5 bars of top spin here. Check if you are using a different driver though, check your club distance because the push-up would vary. But we're going to add spin, max top spin, 2 bars right spin, aim it right down the fairway, adjust max plus 10. Then with a Thor's Hammer level 6, I'm going to push up in this wind strength by a total of 7 yards to +22. But obviously different drivers have different power, so you've got to modify your push-up, not only because of that, but also wind strength as well, and also maybe wind angle. You don't want to push up too much because you don't want to find the water. We are comfortably below the edge of the fairway there, which is nice, but we get a decent roll on the ball. Try and hit perfect, of course. I go with accuracy as well as topspin, but drive distance of 440. Great right may risk the trees being in the way of the second shot, so bear that in mind. Great left is preferred over great right, but of course we want to hit perfect. Second shot, doing a white ring pin check. So top of the white ring, touching the cup, +8 in the video example here. Adding spin, as shown, getting the ball guide to the front of the hole. And for a +8 distance check, the tweaked adjustment here, so this is not what I do in the video, this is based on the miss. +8 would equal 76% on the slider, 10% elevation. Don't worry about adjusting into the bunker, we're still going to have enough pace. Perfect ball here, will come in nicely, decent speed, just going to miss though. Great right might be trouble though, as you can see there, we were a little bit close to the bunker, so you might want to tweak that one if you can. If you've got the ability to play with a side spin 3 ball, that would help as well. But something to work with there, white ring pin check, +10% elevation. Now on to a very frustrating par 3. We're going to go with the Rocket and a Kingmaker. And here I'm going to go with 6.8 backspin and 3 bars side spin to the right. Add spin first, set up at max distance line with a power 3 ball. and it's going to be the yellow ring touching the bunker. And the ball guide as shown, once you've added your spin, of course. Very, very tough hole, this one, to get any consistency on. Again, I'm happy with a safe birdie. There's an outside chance of the hole in one. Max +5, power 2 settings. Max +5, power 2 settings on this one. Don't worry about adjusting down the slope. It's still going to be absolutely fine. You can tweak this one if you want to spend some time and tokens on it, but it's very hard to dial this one in. Just missing slightly on the high side. Could be a correction to do with pull angle there, but we've got a nice easy putt for the birdie on this very difficult par 3. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. We have crosswind on hole 9. We're going to set up with the rock blue ring touching the rough at max with the rock level 8, +15 with the rock level 9. Then we're going to switch to the Apocalypse bag. We're going with 4.1 top spin and 1.5 bars side spin to the right. You're not going to adjust into overpower really with APOC 5 and above. You may do with APOC 4 though, so bear that in mind. We adjust max +20. A little bit of headwind angle, as you can see, we're gaining in plus yards, but not going to trouble us. Perfect ball here. The ball is going to bounce a couple of times on the main bit of fairway. There's 1, there's 2, third bounce in the rough, and rolling out to the next little piece of fairway. Drive distance of around 348 yards. Second shot, we're going to go with the red ring touching the rough on the right. Then we are going to change spin, a little bit of top spin, a little bit of side spin. All depends where you end up after you drive. And you want to offset the ball guide. Bear in mind, I missed this one slightly short and just a smidge into the right. So adapt a little bit there based on what you see in the video. You want the ball guide just inside the edge of that dark green square column, I believe. But we're going true club distance, so +8 with the sniper 10 is 4 yards away from max. So we're going to play this one 90% slider, 10% elevation. Adjust, and then the crucial part here is you have to push back some rings, otherwise you will miss the rough. So we are going to push back in along the line of the shot 1 ring. Try and push back in a straight line, otherwise you can ruin your adjustment very easily. Small tweak to the spin here will get you in for the albatross. The adjustment is good, catching the rough in a lovely place there. But just look at this, just missing half a ball more would have got me into the pin there for the albatross. So maybe a smidgen less top spin. You could even edge it 1 click to the left, but a good opportunity on hole 9. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.